All right. What's going on, everyone? Super Citizen. This is Uncle Pom J. Yes, I'm over here and I have a rant to do. I'm going to be ranting today. So I'm giving you a heads up because it's a necessary rant. It's a lot going on in our world. Um, I was actually supposed to be doing this live, but for whatever reason, on my phone is not functioning properly. Therefore, I had to just go ahead and just record it, pre-record it, and I'm just gonna release it when I'm done. And you all will see the video, but we're gonna get into it tonight. Um, Primarily because there's so much is going on in this world. There's so much is going on in our world, in the United States of America, and a lot of the things that are going on here are affecting us on so many levels as a society, if we even have communities no anymore as a community. I mean, it's just a lot of things are breaking down. The fabrics that we once thought was strong and solid, the foundation that we once thought was laid for us to pave more way for others to build off of, have been crumbling, falling down. I mean, we are now currently in a state or reality of chaos. I mean, complete and utter chaos on so many levels. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into one of my first topic of discussion. And this is going to go throughout. So, nothing is random anymore. As we have been seeing, all the evidence have been put out plainly to us and shown to us. And any apologist or anyone who is still on the fence of what side of history they should be on, um, are utterly and totally um, delusional. So if you haven't got the message by now that the tyrant in office that is claiming to be the president of not only the United States, but the president of the free world, because essentially that's why everybody come here to this country. That's why everybody come to America, because it represents the free world. And that's this world where everything and anything goes, as long as it's within the free market constraints, right? Within this free market's bylaws. And right now we are hitting um some historical marks on so many topics, human rights, uh, on so many levels. See, right here in the United States, and yeah. So let's continue. So again, nothing is random anymore. Everything that's happening is happening for a reason, and it's all gearing up to one big thing. And I want you to stick around. If you're new on this channel and you're just coming in, welcome to Pom J Super Citizen. I'm Uncle Pom J. Nice to meet you. I hope you're enjoying, and I hope you share this with friends and family, and I hope you come back and watch more videos because I have a lot of videos. But we're gonna continue, all right? So the things that we've seen recently, and amidst of all the other craziness that's going on currently, um, the Epstein files. That's right. Let's talk about that one, okay? Because the Epstein files has become a distractor. It's like they don't want us to focus on what's happening with what's going on in the House, right? The White House and the Congress and all the other stuff that's happening. So they're gonna throw us a little bits and pieces. But the real deep down discussion is the Epstein files. What have been exposed in those Epstein files have been an abomination to all of mankind. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. We know these kind of things exist, and we've always known they exist, but we have been the bullies or the moral police for so long with other nations and other places to tell them how to behave and them how to live. But we here in our own country are abusing the civil and constitutional and human rights of people currently living in this country. Um, at one point, it was just us. We've been saying, people that look like me, been saying that. I remember, for example, when I first got here in America in the 90s, uh, it was hard for us. It was not easy. It was difficult. It was tough. It was rough. But we realized that we are way better off here than where we were because over there we were dealing with a civil war. The same thing that this country have seen many, 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 many years ago, right? The Civil War, we had it in my country, and I escaped my country. Not to mention, this country, the United States, had a lot to do with my country's war, and has have a lot to do with a lot of other countries' war. If you haven't heard, if you don't know, read about John Perkins' Confessions of the Economic Hitman. Read all the volume 1, 2, 3, and he has so many other great ones. But those are evidence that this is not a secret. What is happening here? How it's happening? It's just that it's unfortunate because the free world, right? These United States have been saying to the rest of the world, they're going to try hard to rid the world of people who are anti-democracy. And if you do not, you know, profess that you are pro democracy, that none of your existence will be tolerated. Yet, yet, we are here in this current time where we have the same regime, the same people who are saying that it's an abomination that you are not pro democracy are currently being anti democratic here in this country. So that's where we are right now. That's literally where we are. But I'm gonna continue. The absent file has also have shown how perverse this country and the world has gotten to the point where the billionaires are the ones enjoying the fruits, the labor of all the hard work of the people. And at the behest of the people are exploiting them, taking advantage of them, human trafficking them, abusing them, not even giving you proper Medicare, not even giving you proper health care. Now it's become more apparent that the Epstein files was being protected all along. So we want to know the real truth. And all of you and all of the ones who have voted or chose to be on the other side of history and picked the person that defiled, I feel, all of humanity. If you chose to be on that side of history, the time of you knowing that you are not only wrong, but you cannot be forgiven for that particular problem. It has to live with you. And I'm not saying nobody has to do anything to you or whatever you. No, you will have to live with that. It's kind of like this scarlet letter, right? Putting someone in the know of being aware of their indiscretions, if you will. All right, let's continue. The Epstein files have also pointed out that the very thing that we're fighting or say we're fighting against are the very things we are hiding. And we don't want people to know that it exists because it doesn't only exist in the government. We all know it exists in people's homes. It exists in people communities. It exists in people society. It exists in the world. But again, what are you individually doing about that reality? Are you yourself the perpetrator of said realities? Are you apologist for said reality? Have you been a victimizer of said reality? Or are you an enabler of said reality? Or are you a go along, get along of that said reality? I'm hoping you are neither of any of those and you are against every aspect of that individual that calls himself the president of the United States of America. Another chance to continue in that office by the midterm because that's what this is really coming down to. All right, folks, I want you to go ahead, hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave some comment, let me know what you think, what I'm saying. If you feel like I'm just speaking outside of my head, because today is a rant-a-thon, and I'm not stopping until I'm done. All right, so but go ahead, like it, share it, subscribe, and this is Super Citizen. This is how we do it over here. If you haven't watched the videos yet, go ahead and check the videos out. We are on our journey to 4,000 watch hours. We have already hit 3,700, so we are literally within 300 more. We're climbing up. We want to get the subscribership up, so we're trying to make sure we keep the videos coming. This one had to be done because it's necessary, but we're going to continue. Anyway, the Epstein files, yes, we'll continue with that, and we're going to wrap it up and move on. It was not only showing that the people in our society who are at the highest, most powerful position have access to the most vulnerable populations. And those vulnerable populations, unfortunately, not many people are checking for them. Therefore, it's incumbent on people like me who have experienced exploitation, who have experienced violation, who have experienced abuse, that can advocate on behalf of these people. Yes, I mean, I have the millions and the billions to make some economic impact, but I do have the gems to impress upon the mind to think critically to make better decisions, to not be like the rest of the people who want to be on the wrong side of history, to choose a better path, a more distinguished path, a path that really cares about humanity instead of exploiting and abusing and taking advantage of humanity. That's the path I would like to see those who deserve to be on stay on. All right, let's continue. Selective outrage, right? The media out amnesia, right? You have we have seen over the past couple of weeks some of the most heinous, draconian approaches, most racist, most heinous, atrocious, horrendous acts of the people, individual, or entity called ICE. The last time I checked, that entity was not ever supposed to be used in fashion in which it's used in. That is like, I don't know. I just still am so against the way they're using their power and abusing their power and just taking advantage of the people. I mean, they sat there and murdered so many people, but two names that come to mind was one, the Renee Good, the young lady out of Minnesota, and then Alex Pretty, another young man out of Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. And then I know there was another brother, and I can't recall the name because they don't even be putting him out there in front like the rest, and they need to put him more because his story is just as important. But I will get the name and I will put down in the chat. But listen, those of you who are already listening and following, if you know the name of my the young man that was taken by these vicious, heinous individuals or this entity, put the name down in the comment, please. Let us know. Help us out. Because when I'm in this, I'm in this. I'm just going. So if you can help us out, please. Like I said, this media amnesia. They pick and choose what they want to tell us, what they want to teach us, and they realize that we know we have video cameras. We see people with cameras. We see people that have other ways of seeing what they see, and they blatantly would just tell us what they want us to hear because they don't think majority of people even care about doing their research to make sure that that is what they say it is, and they would just go with it. Oh man, we are in some very very tough, difficult realities, difficult times. Like we are in some dreadful times. Very, very, very dreadful times. All right, let's continue. Now, I'm not even going to say the name of the individual who's actually is in office. I'm going to say the tyrant in office. That's how I'm going to approach it. That's how I'm going to deal with it. The tyrant in office. Now, everybody's seen the videos of this is just the recent. I think it just happened today, if I'm not mistaken, with the caricature AI video of former president and former first lady, the Obamas, um, President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama's one of the most classic, um, elegant, professional, well put together family that knows how to just show up. They want to smear them. They want to make them look um, like what they fantasize of all of us, or what they think people like me and you look like. But they're not. They don't know that that's we see the game. I remember when my queen told me what happened with that regarding that situation with that racist dog whistle of a ploy. a tyrant in office pulled. And when he did that, she told me, and I was like, "Are you surprised? Are you surprised that that individual is capable of not doing that? Anything that he doesn't do, I will be surprised that he doesn't do. Take that. Did you just hear me? Anything that he doesn't do, I will be surprised. Anything he doesn't do, I will be surprised. I already expect him to do everything. He's doing it. I mean, the fact that Epstein filed a man is all over the thing. All over the thing. But he doesn't know nothing about the island, don't know nothing about the guy, nothing. But he's all over the thing. So let's continue. That, what he did, if anyone want to continue to apologize or be apologist for that person or downplay it and act like, oh, what he did, it wasn't all that's oh, he's old, or he has dementia, or what have you, and want to make excuses for that person, you and them can all go into wherever you guys came from and stay there and just don't come out, because we don't tolerate that. Not in this time. Yeah, y'all had to take it down. Y'all took it down, but y'all know what your intention was. I'm talking to all the folks out there who intentionally did that and intentionally wanted us, people that look like me, to see it, to try to remind us what they think we need to be. Oh, think we are, still are. Because this is not new. They've been telling us about this a long time. This is what I was taught in my country. They was telling us about how we are in another world, which is the people here, the black folks here in this country. They used to tell us bad stuff about. And the same thing as I grew up, they I learned in this country, they tell us bad stuff about Africans. That's what they do. And those things, look in the 50s, do your research. The way they used to depict Africans, and I'm just talking about here in America, I'm talking about in Brazil, I'm talking about in Europe, I'm talking about in China, I'm talking about in Japan, I'm talking about in Australia. You can go all over the world. We were there. We always been there. That's why they keep trying to justify taking us out of our natural land, our birthrights. They don't want us to know it. But they don't really know that we can't be erased, because that's what they want to do. They want to erase us like we never existed. Like, I don't know if you heard this, but our ancestor once said they try to bury us, but they had no idea we were the seeds. We germinate, we cultivate, and when we grow, it's everywhere, anywhere. It don't matter. We coming. We are the earth. We are nature. They can't get rid of us. No matter how hard they try, it would never happen. But they gotta study that. They don't want to. Let's continue. Now, immigrants, immigrants. That's a topic a lot of people don't want to talk about. A lot of people want to hear. A lot of people want to. Everybody just want to pretend it doesn't exist. It does exist. Immigrants in this country have not only been the epitome, when I say the epitome of low of the low. I know, because I was considered immigrant for a very long time. Even after now, I'm not even an immigrant. I'm still will be considered immigrant. So no matter what. I will always be seen as an immigrant because I once was an immigrant. But if you're not here or if you're not on this land and you're not natural to this land, yeah, you're an immigrant. So it's just interesting how someone else will call another person immigrant and they're immigrant as well. But they don't want to recognize that they're immigrant, but you're the immigrant. Everybody else don't belong here, but they're the only ones that belong here. And they know that's not true. They know that if anybody belong here, it's us. People that look like me and you belong here, belong right here. Anywhere we are, we belong there. That's where we germinated through. So for them to think that the only time that we matter is coming to do their campaigning, that has to stop. Immigrants, listen up. Just because you we have the ability to vote because we go through the process does not mean we're better than other people. Let me just say that again. Just because we see this value of having this citizenship does not mean we're better than other people. Because there are a lot of things that are put in place to keep our brothers and sisters, our black brothers and sisters, our African American brothers and sisters who live right here in the United States, who cannot have access to a lot of benefits that is rightfully theirs right here. But they will give it to an immigrant. Yes, I know. I also know that the immigrant, like myself, who was once an immigrant, after 34 years, finally became a citizen, but I was once an immigrant, so I know 34 years of struggle, so I can speak on it. We are, or we are looked at as a person or number. We're not even a human being. Let me just be frank. If you want to really know what an immigrant is, it's like a non-entity. It's not even a thing. It's not even a person. And we're always used as cannon fodder when it's time to um, unleash um, hatred. We are blamed for everything, and they want to use us politically to dominate. But we fall into the ignorance of falling for their trickery. And I'm here to tell those people, those immigrants, don't fall for that. You come from a country that you used to dictatorship. Yeah, let's be frank. Majority of us immigrants that come here came and left because we didn't want to deal with the damn uh, dictatorship. That's why we left. That's why some of us was trying to run away because, well, okay, let me at least say that for myself. I left Liberia because we had a dictator in office by the name of Charles Taylor. And right now, here in America, we have a dictator in office by the name of Donald Trump. Yes, that's what we have. So, as an immigrant, you left your country to escape what you currently are dealing with right now. So, don't act like you don't know who this guy is because you thought this guy cared for you. But now you know this guy don't give a damn about you or nobody that don't look like him. And I hope you get the message clearly. And if you haven't yet, I hope he continues doing more and more so you can see that he's not playing with you and you're not a token and he doesn't care for you even though you may think you are, and you want to mistreat the black folks here in this country terribly because you think you got a golden ticket, and then you find out your golden ticket don't mean nothing. So you keep trying your best to make that golden ticket look appear real, but it's not real. It's not real. Let's continue. Okay, now speaking of immigrants, we're talking about, let's say, right now, what's happening with our brothers and sisters. Sakpase, yes, to all my hi Haiti brothers and sisters, my kings and my queens, my Haitians. Just so you know, I'm very aware of 1804. I'm very aware of Toussaint, Dessalines. I'm very aware. And I know that's you guys. You, you all. You guys are the reason why the Western world knew that there was a possibility of a revolution. Because a revolution is a complete and utter change, not an insurrection, but a revolution. And if it wasn't for Haiti, if it wasn't for Louventure and Desjardins, America, if you don't know the history, you need to go read. Read some book about 1804, about the Haitians Revolution. Europeans hate Haiti, especially the France and America. They hate Haiti. Why do you think they hate it? Because of what Toussaint and the revolution did to show black people are more than powerful if we work together, if we use our brains, if we stick together, if we work as a unity, we can win. But what are we doing right now? Are we winning? Because we're not working as unity. We're not working as unity. That's why we're not winning. But Toussaint laid the blueprint. That's why right now they're having an issue with the TPS, the temporary protected status that the Haitian over 350,000 that has now officially, what I think was the fourth, that is officially done. Those guys now in limbo. I know that world. I was in limbo. If you haven't checked out my videos, check those videos out. I have them for a reason. This is not new to me. I know the whole playbook. Fortunately, I just became a citizen, literally. So I know what is at stake. These people have fought hard, and everything that they've been fighting hard for is utterly, immediately, ineffectively. These people are going to be going after them, so-called ICE, because right now in Springfield, Ohio, and Ohio is another homeland of mine, Columbus. So for all my Columbus people out there in Central Ohio, y'all need to be out there helping keep ICE away from our brothers and sisters from Haiti. Okay? Hi Haiti. Okay? Because they deserve humanity. Don't let nobody fool you that they don't deserve humanity. The same people who are saying that democracy needs to reign all over the earth are the same people who are raining down on democracy right here in this country. Right here in this country, they're raining down on it. Don't want no one to vote no more. Don't want nobody to uh, have a work. Don't want nobody to know nothing about uh, history. Want to mistreat the black folks here in this country. They're doing a lot of illegal things to everyone. So please understand that they don't like the Haitians for a reason, but we cannot allow them to do and harm to them. The time that back in the time that when people was dealing with, just think about what was going on in let's go to just World War II in Germany. Let's just go to that point when Hitler, because that's what we have, right? A modern day Hitler in our country, when he was going around doing the Holocaust, the kind of things he was doing, and just the reality of people trying to still live and go to work and go to school and interact with folks and not know who's who, and just that reality. We are actually living right now in that reality. Is this what we want? Is this what we pay for? Is this what we pay taxes for? Is this what we wanted children for? Is this what we is this mm, I don't think this is what I wanted. And I couldn't even vote back then. And again, hit that like, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share with your friends, comment below, let me know what you're thinking about. What am I saying that you think is you agree with it or you disagree? This is not a space for just me. It's a space for you and me. This is Pom J, Super Citizen, Uncle Pom J. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear your thoughts of what I've been saying. Am I just talking, or do you think there's something I gotta say? And if you gotta say something, let me know. What do you gotta say? But I want to remind people: protect our brothers and sisters over there in Springfield and everywhere else, regardless, because they are the ones who gave us freedom, who give us a taste. And if it wasn't for them, America would not know. They had many insurrections, but there's insurrection is not the same as a revolution. It's not. So we need more revolutions, less insurrections, because that's just death. People just die in insurrections and nothing get done, nothing get passed, no nothing. We need change, real change. We need revolution. That's real change, absolute change. And change comes with protecting our freedom, protecting our rights, protecting what our ancestors fought for, to have our freedom to vote, to freedom to read, freedom to write, freedom to speak to each other the way we want to. We were at one point, people that look like me or you, at one point it was against us to just read, to write, to go to church, to read the Bible. Just, it was a lot of things there that we were punished to do. We couldn't do it. So protect your brothers and sisters out there. If it wasn't for them, you won't have freedom. Sakpase to all my brothers and sisters from Haiti. Love, nothing but love, honor, and respect. Yes. Let's continue. The myth of a moral superpower. It's a myth. It's a myth, right? We have to agree. We have to officially agree now. America once was the golden child of the poster child of doing the right thing. At least that's the that's the that's Edward Bernays. Oh yeah, I don't think they know anything about Edward Bernays. Go ahead and teach them a little about Edward Bernays. When you think about marketing, yeah, go ahead, look it up, read, research Edward Bernays. You ever heard of Sigmund Freud? Psychology? I'm serious, because this is where you need to start learning and reading. This myth of moral superpower. We know everything. We are the moral guide of humanity. And you can't tell us nothing. We are United States of America, and we are the leader of everything. What you say, you? And now what people are saying about America, I would like to know. Cricket. cricket. And if they're saying anything, I'm sure it's not nice. But yeah, I just became a citizen. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the US, my man. Welcome to the US, where we are now seen as the second coming of Hitler. That's what we're seen as. And I haven't been out of the country for 34 years, but I know the people in other parts of the world see us as, I don't know, we are not recognized and respected the way that I remember it being, at least in the days where we, you know, those who lived, those who know. Because now I don't think we are, I don't even know. But if we are, please let me know if any of you disagree and think we are still sealing the sails and going further in life than we ever had, in on any facet. Please type down in the chat below. Let us know. Let's have this conversation. Let's converse, please. All right, let's continue. The myth of a moral superpower. Do you hear that? So what does that mean? That means there is no more going to any of the UN and the world organizations and parading around like we are the moral guide, because we're not even close anymore. We're far away. We're super far away. We're so far away we can't even reach it with a 10-foot pole. Especially now with the individual in office, the tyrant in office, and all his goons in office, and all his, you know who you are. You know exactly who you are. Who are you? Matter of fact, do you know who you are? Who are you? What are you? Where are you? Why are you? Please tell me. Yeah, I want to know. Do you really know who you are? Or are you just following orders and following commands like a good old boy or good old girl? Do you know what you're doing? And if you know what you're doing, are you ready for the consequences? The consequences got to catch everyone. They call it karma. And it's another good one that is called dharma. What you do good, it's gonna come back to you. That's just life. But what you do not so good, it's also gonna come back to you. Like Rasta say, will forward to you, to the eye, to Unu. Mm? Will forward to Unu. So it will come to you. So the myth of moral superpower, we can't talk anymore. Americans, America, Western world, stop talking like you the moral guide, because you're not. We're not. I'm saying it for the rest of the world to hear it. We are not. We have lost that title. And Edward Bernays, again, those of you who don't know, go look it up. If you know about it, talk about it. Let's talk. Edward Bernays, let me give you a quick little history. Women's suffrage movement, it was used. And you know what happened? They used a woman because smoking was something that everybody was doing and wanted to do, and they want everybody to smoke. So, and they want to make sure women had the right to show the world we could do it too. But they usher in a new wave of a cancerous sickness, because as much as brilliant Edward Bernays, advertisement genius that he did, had the women smoking, standing in, I think, in the middle of the Broad Street, New York or something, and everybody lit it up and look it up, check it out. Edward Bernays and cigarette became this big thing. So we cannot pretend to be the moral superpower. Edward Bernays and them, they missed the mark. We found the secret out. We know that it's all fake. It's great Hollywood AI. They have a great job. I'm not AI. I'm real. I just want you to know. Can you touch me? Can you touch my hand? Can you see my unk? Yeah. Can you see my scarlet my scarab? Can you see the wings? Can you see my arm? Okay. Yeah, I'm real. Can you see those veins popping? You see those dogs? The dog trying to lift the weights. Can you see my? Can you see my necklace? You can see that I'm not a AI. I'm a real human being. I'm just. I wish they could have me live, but I'm not live, so I'm just gonna put this on later. But yeah, I'm real. So all the other fake advertisement that Embed Bernays and all those people are doing is fake. We're not moral superpower anymore. So we need to hush that language, and nonprofits and NGOs and all those other entities, churches or whatever you want to go and proclaim to other nations that you want to save them and you want to keep them from being savages, and being keeping them out of the dark continent, and you're saving them and want to make sure they're fine and nothing's going to happen to them, and the Lord's going to save them, right? No more of that. That needs to be banned, if you ask me. Because if you look at the history of what missionaries have done, it's not a good thing to our country, to our continent. It's been nothing but devastation. So we need to shut that down. Shut it down. No more pretending. We cannot pretend that we are superpowers. We're not a super moral superpower anymore. No. Stop it. Okay? Let's continue. Yeah. So for those who are just joining me, welcome. This is Super Citizen Pom J, Uncle Pom J. For all my friends out there, for all my little nieces, for all my little nephews, for all my little godchildren, you know I love you, and I'm never gonna forget you. That's why I make these videos. I make it for you all. That's why I don't say certain words. That's why I try to keep it PG, because I know you watch me. I know you're watching. Well, I'm watching you too. And I hope you're doing what you're supposed to do. Because if you're not, I'm going to hear from your mommy and I'm going to hear from your daddy. So I hope you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because Uncle Palm J got his eyes on you. So you keep watching, okay? I appreciate you and I love you. And I can't wait to see you guys. All of my family, especially my little ones. We're going to reunite one day soon. But in the meantime, I want you to keep listening. I want you to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. Tell your friends, hey, have you seen Super Citizen? Say, what is that? It's my Uncle Palm J. He has a channel. Check it out. Super Citizen. Kid friendly. You can have your children over on channel. You might hear one or two little words, but nothing your mommy and daddy don't say, because I got a little one too. I got little ones. Little ones. But let's continue. All right. Well, it's good to see everyone, and I hope everyone is doing great. You keep your head up, stay strong, and just know that love is the greatest weapon anybody can have on their side. Just use it and use it wisely. All right. Let's continue. So we're done. We're no more. We are no more the leader of moral. Uh, just we are the best thing since sliced bread. No, we're not. So we're done with that. Let's move on. And like I said before, this whole thing, when it boils down to what everything that's happening, why they're doing what they're doing, is because right now, the kind of turnaround that this country has seen, the kind of devastation this country has seen, the kind of just depreciation this country has seen since this tyrant in office has taken office, has been devastational, and it's been overwhelmingly uh, catastrophic, and it needs to be brought to an end because it's taking too much time. It's like it's overdue. Let's get this convicted felon, who's a real true convicted felon. Check the records. I'm not just making things up. This ain't no alleged. And if you are apologist of this individual tyrant in office, just don't call me. Don't look at me. Don't just. It's all good. Just move on. I move on too. But I'm not gonna pretend. The reason why deep down all this is going on is because there's something very important that's coming up, y'all. Very important. And this is why this message, this rant is about. I just became a citizen, a U.S. citizen. That's right, 34 years. And I'm about to do something that I've always been wanting to do. Yeah, I know some of you all are going to say, oh, it don't matter anyway. Why you going to do it? Okay, yeah, whatever. Listen, I know one thing. I didn't go to school for nothing. I didn't read books for nothing. I didn't learn from my ancestors who taught me so much and imparted so much knowledge and wisdom on me for nothing. I ain't never going to forget about them. No, I'm not. So what I'm gonna do this come midterm, and that's what I want you to do, because that's what this rant is about. That's what this video is about. That's what everything we doing that we need to do is about. Especially if you can vote like me, because I can vote now. I've been waiting for over 34 years. I never got a chance to vote because I'm gonna vote because that's what they don't want you to do. Yeah, you can say what you want to say, but if you haven't seen what you haven't seen and the kind of things, and I ain't saying vote for no Democrat, I'm not saying vote for no, I'm not saying vote for nobody, but you better go vote for a per candidate out there that's actually stand for your deep down your conviction, deep down your morals, deep down your everything that you think that this world needs. And if it go against what you truly feel, you should not be voting for that person. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I'm going to tell you what you shouldn't do is do what goes against your interests. Haven't we done that enough? Haven't we gone against our interests enough? Aren't you tired of seeing what you're seeing? Isn't it too late? We don't want it to be any later than it has to be. Let's put this to an end. Go out there and vote. Listen, the goal is to intimidate you, to make you feel small, to make you feel like you're not worthy, to make you feel like you're some insignificant. You're not. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? You're here. You're alive. You're strong. And you can do it, especially if you're in an age group that you can do it. Stay in a big group. Get friends. Have a little committee. Get out there. Midterm is where they want to win, and they're gonna win if you don't show up because they want to intimidate you. Don't let them intimidate you. Don't let that happen. That's what they want. That's what they want. And guess what? If you're tired like me, you're not crazy. If you're tired like me, you're not you're not crazy. What we need to do is show up and show out. I am serious. Get up in the morning, even if you got to do absentee, even if you got to do uh, in the morning early, whatever it is you need to do, start doing it now. Start reading it. It's February, all right? So midterm, if I'm not mistaken, is in March, and I'm actually going to be doing some content around that. And if anyone on here is watching this, that's going to watch this, that want to collaborate, that living in my area, we can collab offline because listen, I want to do content on voting, especially for the new generation that are about to start voting like me and down the road. I want somebody to have some good content on that, like how to start it, how to finish it. And I want to do that. So if you out here and you out here, or you out in my area, you trying to do some content like that, let's connect. Let's make this happen. But this is officially the end of my video. But there's never an end. It's always a continuation. So we are gonna see each other again. But my goal today was to let you know, out of all this ranting I did, it was to encourage you, to tell you that listen, they want you to not vote. I'm here to just be the messenger. Don't pay attention to me, how I look and all this. Pay attention to what I'm giving you and go do some research. Because at the end of the day, the man told us what he coming in here to do. He didn't want there's no voting. That's what he wants. And if that's what you want, good luck. I know that's not what I want. So I'm going to go out there and vote. And if it takes what it takes, then it takes what it takes. Because guess what? What are we here for if we're not doing what we know that we're willing to leave this place for? And I'm not saying no sacrificial nothing. I'm saying that you got to stand on your square and you got to know where you stand and you got to go get what is yours and you got to protect yours. So until next video, live and let live.